This killer was appearing on local television as a concerned neighbor after the death of Lauren Giddings in 2011.
She's as nice as can be. I mean, very personable, very much a people person.
But little did he know, the news reporter knew something that he didn't.
The parking lot area, I know they've been doing a lot of, I think that's where they had recovered the body or whatever they recovered from there.
Body?
Had you seen anything there?
Lauren Giddings' partial remains were dumped near her apartment in Macon, Georgia, in June 2011. Lauren had graduated from Mercer Law School that summer and was taking the summer to prepare for the biggest test of her life, the Georgia bar exam. But something was off. In emails to her boyfriend, Lauren wrote that she believed she was being watched and that hoodlums had tried to break into her apartment. Lauren's friends determined that nobody had seen or spoke to Lauren since June 27th. Lauren's sister, Caitlin, immediately contacted the Macon Police Department, and by June 30th, her father had driven from Maryland to Georgia to file a missing persons report. The Mercer University and greater Macon community agonized about her loss, but few stood out like fellow law student graduate, Stephen McDaniel. McDaniel was quick to talk to local news station WGXA after Lauren was reported missing, and the footage has since become an eerie glimpse into the mind of a killer desperate to cover his tracks.
I mean, the last time anyone heard from her was an email that she sent out, and no one's heard from her since.
Did you see her hang out with anyone at the time, anything like that?
I mean, no one has seen her since Saturday. I haven't seen anything. I mean, you always hear noise outside, but it's just people walking by pretty much.
And she just recently graduated from Mercer?
Yeah, she and I were both JD students. We graduated back in May.
What kind of person was she? I mean, what did you see?
I mean, she's as nice as can be. I mean, very personable, very much a people person.
Do you know any enemies she might have had, somebody that might want to hurt her?
No, I mean, we don't know where she is. I mean, the only thing we can think is that maybe she went out running and someone snatched her. Because, I mean, we went over, one of her friends had a key, we went inside and tried to see if there was anything amiss, but, I mean, she had a door jamb that was sitting right by it, so there was no sign that anyone broke in. I mean, the door was locked when everyone got here. I mean, we just don't know where she is.
What about in the parking lot area? I know they've been doing a lot of, I think that's where they had recovered the body or whatever they recovered from there.
Body?
Had you seen anything there? Had you seen anything there? I mean, we don't know if this is the same person. You know what I mean? Like, they took out a body there earlier. We don't know if it's the same person or not. So that's how we're trying to ask people if they know who lived there. Are you okay, sir?
I think I need to sit down.
Okay.
Even after finding out the body had been found, McDaniel returned to the reporter to again speak on camera.
No one had seen her since Saturday because there's not a whole lot of interaction unless we're doing classes.
Right.
And she was doing the online version of it.
You all studied together, though?
We were in, there's two different people, there's two companies that provide it. Kaplan provides it and Barbary provides it. I signed up with Barbary and I've been doing the lectures that they have in the mornings. She was doing the Kaplan online, so I hardly ever saw her. I mean, I would see her go out running, but I mean...
What time would she go out running?
I mean, I don't even know when.
Was it at night or morning?
I saw her midday a couple weeks ago. I mean, that was the last time I saw her, was coming back from the bar prep on the main campus because we got moved over there for a week or two.
But she normally would run. That was a routine
that she ran all the time. I mean, she had a group that she would go running with. I mean, I don't know anyone that would want to hurt her. She was as nice a person as there is.
Was she moving soon? Did you know anything about her?
Yeah. She was going to be moving out today. She was supposed to move out today because someone else was going to be moving into her apartment, a new law student.
Do you know if she was planning? Where is she from? Is she from Maryland?
Yeah, she's from up in Maryland.
Put this on you so we can hear you. Is that all right?
Okay.
I'm so sorry. Here, and you can just hold on to that. Thank you.
Yeah, she's from Maryland.
Yeah, I mean, she was from up in Maryland. I mean, all her family was there, as far as I know. I mean, she...
What's going on in your mind right now? Like, what are you thinking?
Why would anyone do this?
She didn't hear anything?
No.
Didn't see anybody?
I just heard something. Maybe I could have helped.
Okay, don't worry. Do you want to sit down for a second? Get something to drink?
Do you know if a bunch of her friends are getting together or anything?
That's how I found out that she was missing. A bunch of her friends came over yesterday night around midnight, and they hadn't seen her since Saturday, so they were trying to find out where she was.
So they were knocking on neighbors' doors and stuff?
No, they went in, they had a key to her apartment, and they checked around, didn't see anything out of place. I mean, it was locked when everyone got there.
That was midnight?
Yeah, around midnight, and then we went over to law school to see if maybe she was over in the library studying or something. And we looked up in the study rooms on the 3rd floor, and there was no one there. And we came back, we looked around, and just tried to find anything to figure out where she was.
She doesn't have any family in Georgia?
I don't know. As far as I know, all of her family is in Maryland.
Have you met her family before?
There was one time that I met them. They came down first year. She had a little dog, a little brown dog, that she would exercise out in front of the law school, and it got hit as she was coming across the road. I heard the car hit it and ran out, and she was there crying, and thankfully there was someone who came along who knew a vet or something, and they helped that, and her family came down I think a couple weeks after that or something. I met them just briefly.
Right.
But
you have a boyfriend or anything?
we've been trying to figure out. She has a boyfriend up in Atlanta, but someone called him, and he hadn't heard from her. Just no one could figure out where she was.
Who was the last person to be with her? You said that somebody had seen her on Saturday?
Yeah, she went over to a couple friends' house, Gary Mueller and Joe Cairns. They live over on Walnut, and they said that she was over there in the morning, and then that was the last time that anyone we've been able to find out from had seen her.
She hadn't mentioned what she was going to do that day or anything?
Joe, he got onto her computer last night to see if she had said anything. She'd sent an email out to some people that afternoon talking about like going out to eat or something. And the last thing that there was an email that she sent out after 10 that night where she sent to, I think it was someone in Atlanta, a friend of hers in Atlanta, and she said that she was afraid in her apartment that she thought that someone had tried to break in on Thursday night, and she was afraid to stay in there. But
where did you hear that from Joe?
He pulled it up, and we read it off the screen.
And she had said that to a friend in Atlanta?
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but...
And you hadn't heard anything on Thursday night?
No.
She never came to you to tell you anything?
No, if she had, I could have done something. I could have lent her a handgun. I've got a little handgun that I have for defense. And
Or she could have slept over or something?
Yeah, something. If she was afraid in her apartment, then, get her out of there.
Because they tried to break in on Thursday.
That's what she said in the email. She thought that someone had tried to break into her apartment. She said, like, Macon hoodlums tried to break into my apartment on Thursday night.
Is that her car parked there? The Chevy?
No.
Small car?
No, I think that's the detective's car, Detective
her
Patterson.
car's not even there?
No, it was here earlier, and they towed it. I mean, it'd been there for days, and then they towed it to, I guess, look through, see if there was... Yeah.
McDaniel then goes on to detail the first police involvement and his first interaction with the detectives, which would be drastically different from his later conversations with them.
The police were called last night, and they came and they looked around. They didn't see anything. I mean, they went in, we looked around the place. No sign of a struggle, no sign that anyone had broken in, just nothing. Just she was gone. I mean, all of her stuff was there, her ID was there, her wallet was there. And then this morning they knocked on my door. They were looking around trying to find anything. And a few of the other friends, Burpee and Garen and Ashley, they were here. They were here last night, and they'd come back this morning. I just went out and talked with them, and then they moved us all over to the side, and they bussed us all down to the department and kept us there until I got back just a little while ago.
They asked us questions.
Yeah, they took statements trying to find out if anyone had seen anything, if anyone had heard anything, when the last time anyone saw it was.
No, they haven't confirmed, at least not with us, that it was Lauren that they found. Are you holding out any hope right now?
I hope, but if they found it on the property somewhere.
You hadn't heard anything about a body until you were talking to us earlier?
No, as far as any of us knew, they were still trying to just find her. I mean, we got an email this morning from some people that live on the other side of Kroger, on the other side of the river, that they had seen her in the past running in that area. We thought maybe someone had snatched her over there, or maybe she got hurt or something.
There's nothing like the guy getting discovered right there. You see his face go slack in terror. You see, we talk about fight or flight. You see his pale, he goes pale as he can be. His lips are drawing. Everything is starting to happen to him for respiration. Watch everything going on here. This is one of those moments that we very rarely get to see on TV. And he just realizes the gig is up. Look at his blink rate. Everything we've taught you about all this. You don't need an R or an S here. You just need to go, okay, this guy's done something. Something's wrong. That apprehension, that deep breath. And whether you think he's trying to fake it so that he's faking surprise, he's not faking surprise. He's like the, I thought I hit her better than that. That's what it is.
His head's going to come down right now. Boom, chin dropping. This is a little bit of throat protective behavior. So right at that moment, the mention of body right there, there's fear. One interesting thing, if you believe in energy or anything like that, the moment this happens, that dog's tail stops wagging. And he climbs under that car. Pretty strange.
When someone's gesturing and they're doing all this stuff with their hands, we expect their elbows to rise away. There's one time it does. The rest of the time, he's doing this, like his arms are tied. His elbows are to his side. Remember, I talked to you about exoskeleton all the time. When a person is feeling fight or flight and they close their elbows near their torso to protect that soft white underbelly, because we're the only animals dumb enough to expose that. That's what he's doing. And look at that respiration, as you said, Chase. He's just... I mean, he still looks like some Lord of the Rings character, but aside from that, if you keep watching him, his hands are coming up. He's trying to convey some message that he's pre-prepared, and he's iterative storytelling. You can't miss it. He's using those team pronouns again. He's using things to try to make it sound like, well, she was doing this. Too much information about which tests she was taking and the reason why he has not seen her. And in fact, probably the reason he knew is because he's looking through her window.
Later that same day, McDaniel is arrested after his apartment is searched by police. They find a master key for every apartment in the building, to which McDaniel explains he has broken into some neighbors' apartments before and taken condoms, giving the police enough grounds to arrest him so they can question him at the station.
I need to know about this girl right here. You know her?
Yes.
Who is that?
Lauren Giddings.
Does she live next door to you?
Yes.
When's the last time you seen her?
2 or 3 weeks ago.
Okay. Was you friends with Lauren?
Yes.
Look at me when you talk to me, son. Okay? Was you friends with her?
Yes.
Close friends?
We were good.
I mean, y'all were friends, right? Both of y'all are law students. You're studying to be an attorney, right?
The detective is only getting one-word answers from McDaniel, so tries to endear to his grandiose personality by making him seem like the expert, making it seem like the detective needs McDaniel's help to work the case out.
Look, just tell me what happened, brother.
I don't know.
Well, where's she at? I need you. I'm asking you for your help. I'm a detective, and I'm asking you for your help. Okay? I'm asking you for help. I need your help. Can you help me?
I don't know.
You don't know if you can help me?
Yes.
I need your help. Help me out. Tell me what to do. Has anybody asked you for help today? I'm asking you as a friend for help. Can you help me?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? You can't help a friend out?
I don't know what you need.
I need to know where Lauren's at.
I don't know.
When's the last time you seen her?
2 or 3 weeks ago.
Have you ever seen anybody over her house the last couple nights?
No.
Okay. If you knew where she was, would you tell me?
Yes.
What do you think happened to her?
I don't know.
So the police officer is saying, I'm asking you as a friend for help. Now, the thing that they don't get is that for someone like Stephen McDaniel, those kinds of pressures, that type of social interaction is going to do nothing for him. He doesn't care. He doesn't care how you feel. He doesn't connect with how you feel. So when somebody says, hey, it would really help me out if you would do this, that's going to have no impact on him whatsoever. Now, you're noticing he sits very, very still. Oftentimes when we're talking to somebody, we shift our body to face them, even if we're talking about things that we don't want to talk about. But if you'll notice, he sits very still. His hands are on the table. His head is turned. That's an unusual position. So it's this inappropriate gaze almost, that rather than having this natural way of talking and looking away some, because we all do that, he's just staring directly at the officer, sitting still. His behavior is going to throw anybody off. I would imagine that for these officers, it was probably very hard to interrogate him because he doesn't play by the same rules as everybody else.
But without getting any further than one-word answers, the detective tried lulling McDaniel into a false sense of comfort by asking about his family, before hitting him with direct questions that could be incriminating.
Okay. Any brothers or sisters?
My sister lives in Tucker.
Georgia?
Yes.
What's up with the pair of underwear that was in your apartment? That was like a mask. It was cut out like a mask. You cut underwear out to look like a mask?
No.
How many guns did you have in your apartment?
3.
What are they? Do you know what they are?
A rifle.
What kind of rifle did you have?
An AK semi-automatic.
Where'd you buy it from?
Classic Arms.
Is that Atlanta or something?
Online.
Okay. What kind of pistols do you own?
EAA Witness. Full size and compact.
Okay. What is that? What about the one that was on the bed?
That's the full size.
That's the full size one. What was the other one?
The compact.
Where was that at?
On the table by the bed.
Yeah. Remember I was in there?
Mm-hmm.
And then you had that samurai sword.
Yes.
That was just that's not, is it an expensive sword or is it just a knockoff? It's just one of the knockoff swords?
Yes.
And what about the knife?
Which knife?
The one that was, remember you showed me it was dull?
Yes.
What kind of knife is that? Because I don't know.
Kukri.
Where do you get something like that online?
I bought it from a friend.
Did you have any other knives in the house?
Yes.
That I didn't see? Because you didn't show me no other knives. That's the only ones you showed me. What other knives did I miss?
There's a pocket knife that's on the table.
Are you a knife collector or a knife person? Or
No.
you just like knives?
I used to collect swords.
I mean, do you know your swords?
Yes.
I mean, to sell and trade swords?
No.
But you just bought here and there?
Yes.
But you wouldn't consider yourself like a sword expert?
No.
But the detective grows frustrated by McDaniel's reserved responses and calls him out on it.
I mean, earlier today, me and you sit here and talk normal. What's going on with you now? Why are you acting like this? I need to know. Why all of a sudden you're acting like this?
I don't understand.
Okay. Earlier today we sat here and talked. But now you're acting like you don't know what's going on. I mean, did something happen or something to you? I mean, why are you shutting down? Why are you not talking to me?
I don't know.
You don't know? Are you scared?
No.
I mean, you're not scared, are you?
No.
Even an alternative, more bad cop detective can't seem to get McDaniel to change his answers.
So you bought 3 guns that you've never shot?
Yes.
Why?
To have.
For what?
But he does show signs of McDaniel's guilt with holes in his story. Notably this one about his sleep patterns.
Why would you not be honest with me?
I am being honest.
Stephen, it just doesn't feel like it, buddy. You know, I get the sense that there's something weighing heavy on your heart right now. And it's breaking you down. And you feel bad about it. I can tell you haven't slept much, have you? In the last few days, have you?
No.
Like something's weighing on your mind, ain't it?
We were looking for Lauren.
You started looking for Lauren yesterday.
Yes.
But you haven't slept in several days, have you?
Yes.
You have?
Yes.
Earlier when I talked to you, you said you hadn't slept in days. That this morning was the first time you was able to get any sleep, was this morning for a little bit.
No.
Yes, that's what you said. That's what you told me.
But ultimately, despite this dramatic climax, it wasn't the interview that led to McDaniel's arrest.
I'm not lying.
Yes, you are lying. How long do you continue to do it? She's got a mother and a father and a family out there that is sick over everything. Where's their little girl, Stephen?
I don't know.
Stephen, you know. Where?
I don't know.
Stephen. You're going to look at this right here, this little girl right here, and you're going to say you don't know? I know you know.
I don't know.
Yes, you know. What are you going to say tomorrow when I say we got your hair with the body? What are you going to say to me then? Because you know, like I go like that. Look at my hair. That's how easy it falls out. Look at all that on your head. You don't think none fell out? It did.
So one thing that's really remarkable is right at the end of this interrogation, the officer is about to leave. And I just want you to watch Stephen McDaniel. I'm actually going to fast forward through this part, but just watch him. All right, so there we have him, just sitting there for literal minutes. Doesn't look around, doesn't move, doesn't do anything. So when we talk about bizarre behaviors can come in many different forms, and sometimes people being overly still or having a lack of energy can also be as equally bizarre, if not more unsettling than people who have lots of energy.
Officials would ultimately discover proof from McDaniel's laptop, revealing his collection of data regarding Giddings and her locations prior to her demise. Additionally, there existed a sequence of recordings suggesting his stalking of Giddings, peering into her residence through a window. The fact that McDaniel had posted on a number of internet blogs and forums about his general hatred of women and his desire to hurt them only strengthened the case for his involvement in the horrific murder.
Just a little more than 2 hours ago, Stephen McDaniel, the man accused of murdering Mercer Law grad Lauren Giddings, pled guilty inside a Bibb County courtroom.
In 2014, McDaniel pleaded guilty to murdering Giddings. He admitted to breaking into her apartment using a stolen master key, strangling her to death, and dismembering her body with a hacksaw in the bathtub. After his guilty plea, he was sentenced to life in prison for the grisly crime. But, in December 2018, McDaniel returned to court to lodge an appeal against his attorneys, who he claimed did not effectively represent him, and that the judge was not impartial. This is what his lawyer had to say about the case and why they lost.
I was strongly in your corner, but this computer evidence that came in from GBI, the fact that you peeping in this Giddings apartment, that was very important. But the basis of plea was that kind of evidence that came in, plus the graphic, specific, detailed confession that you made to Frank Hogue and I, which we were shocked about in the jail, and which you went into terrific detail about how you killed Lauren Giddings, how you went about decapitating her, carving up her body, how you even sat down and cut off every finger and thumb and appendage on her hands and threw them all full and flushed it at one time, and then combine that with the searches on the internet, the fact that you had done searches about having sex with dead people, things of that nature. All of that combined to a heavy, heavy evidentiary problem in your case.
McDaniel lost his appeal in 2018, and a second appeal lodged by the killer in 2022 was also turned down. He will remain in jail for life, but could be eligible for parole in 2041.